What's good, everyone? Welcome back to my Starscape series. Firstly, I wanted to mention an apology over the 5th episode speech, where you may have heard the same part twice. That was due to my own lack of focus, as sometimes I can't seem to check more than twice before exporting the video. Apologies yet again for that. With that out of the way, let's talk about where I asked you all if I should build the Yukon or skip to a destroyer directly. As far as I have seen, only one answer came in over the question. A huge favor I shall ask to everyone watching this video and my whole series from the beginning, please leave a comment below the video as it motivates me quite much. For example, a greeting, suggestions, game-related questions, you name it. I will also answer whenever I have time to do so. Oh, before I forget, I am organizing a second trailer for the current series. But before that happens, the Yukon needs to be made first. The idea of this series was to split it in 3 or 4 acts, within a range of 7 or 8 episodes each. Currently, Act 1 is close to being done, as seen from the second list of achievements, since an echelon was built as my first destroyer class ship. But once the Yukon gets built, the first act will end officially. When Act 2 will begin, the first video will be the trailer of what will be done around that frame of time, along with the episodes that show overtime within said act. If you have seen the unusual intro on episode 5, well, that is a hint to something I mentioned far back. So to anyone who has yet to catch up with the whole series, it is advisable to watch every single episode from the start. Now then, it is time to start off the talk with Flash games. Surely, there are some of you fellas who have actually played these games before a dubbed Flash player was inevitably shut down around 2020. Honestly, if a time machine existed, I would go back in time and enjoy these games over and over like there's no tomorrow. One of the many games I used to play were Flash SAS 4 or SAS Zombie Assault 4, which I made a video over the Steam mobile version, Shellcore Commander, Cyber... Well, that Cybershock intro was probably unnecessary. Anyways, Raids, Plasma Burst, Unburial along with the Nebulosa Realms version, Ballistic, Astroflux, and so on. Quite the taste of games, I know, but hey, some games I wasn't able to play are now playable again. Maybe around the weekdays, I will show you a game I'm reliving my memories into. Specifically when you can mess around while building a monstrosity of a ship that could even rival a half-screen sized dreadnought. Stay tuned for that video if you wish to see which game I'm talking about. Back to Starscape, I have started to feel once again how it felt to have nothing but a Stratos along with just a bare minimum to get you started. Minus the lack of knowledge since I've played this game for over 900 hours, and knowing where to look and how to sneak by undetected by pirates. Then again, it is just nice to start fresh once in a while, specifically in a game where you've grinded your way to greatness and redo it over and over again, to teach new players and share knowledge to those with some experience into these kind of games. For a long while, I've been longing to try some space-themed games, such as Starfighter Infinity, a sequel reference to the original Flash game by Ben Olding Games' Starfighter Disputed Galaxy, which I will never get to try, so let's get that out of the way. Another game I also wanted to try is Space Pirates and Zombies, solely because of the weaponry customization and the interesting combat mechanics. I also won't get to try that game. If only my scenario had a warmer welcome towards my family, maybe this channel of mine would be slightly higher. But a wise elder once said, "Whoever is content of their fruits enjoys them to the very end." Speaking of games anyway, the first thoughts I had before beginning a channel were based over serious commentaries that can get boring quite fast. Energy isn't top-notch, and there's a game in the background as a sort of entertainment. For a while, I've kept seriousness to build up a formal, yet slightly energetic commentary to keep my fellow viewers entertained. At first, I wasn't really fond of using my voice. I'm sure everyone who have their relatives or family members in the background can highly relate to my situations. One of the reasons why I used text in my videos for a while. Perhaps, whenever I will have thousands of subscribers, which obviously that's never going to happen, but who knows? This voice changer will be finally turned off as a motivation to use my actual voice for commentaries, if that wish were to be a reality. So I'll take this chance and remind you all to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Let's reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year's summer, and I will permanently turn it off. Zero pressure, of course. Before I head off and sleep, as it is quite late, my consistency and will to persist into uploading videos weekly would be very motivational if you also give this video a like to make me know you enjoy the content I make. So please don't forget to do such. That is all I have to say for this week's episode. I'm sorry, I'm yawning quite much. But anyway, I will catch you all in the next week for my usual speech and commentaries over the topics I feel like discussing. I shall now sleep the night away, and good night to you all. This is Arctic, signing out.